Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you tuning in, and this time we're going to be looking at updating the firmware on your GoPro Hero 11, and the reason we're doing that is because GoPro released a new firmware update today. So I'm going to walk you through the steps that most people are going to use for updating their firmware. So sit back, relax and enjoy. This is DemonView. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you tuning in, like I said. But today we're looking at updating the firmware on your GoPro Hero 11 camera. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because, well, if you remember quite some time ago, and we're talking quite a few years back, GoPro had released a firmware update that put cameras into a boot loop. So I want you to watch this video before you update your camera, because if that happens with this firmware update, you want it to happen to me and not to you. And that's why it's important to watch these videos about firmware updates. Now, one thing you should know before you run this update is that this is not a GoPro Labs firmware update. This is a standard firmware update. So if you're running the GoPro Labs on your camera, you may want to think twice before you actually run the update on it, as this will remove the GoPro Labs for the time being, and I don't believe there's another GoPro Labs coming out for another few weeks. That's usually the way these timelines work. The main firmware comes out from the camera, and then the GoPro Labs update comes out about maybe 2 weeks later. So if you like this video and you find it helpful, remember to click those like and subscribe buttons. Anyway, on with the video. So most people are probably going to update their camera using the GoPro app, so that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So let's switch over to our desktop camera. So here we are with the GoPro Hero 11 Quik App open. We're going to tap to power on. Now, as we can see, it's saying that an update is available, so we're going to click on Install Update. And it's already downloaded the update in the background, so let's just continue with the install by clicking Continue. So here's the notes for the firmware update. Hero Black version 2.10 fixes bug where exposure select and exposure lock does not function properly. Fixes multiple bugs when camera is used with a Volta without battery inserted. Other general bug fixes and user interface improvements, which is a standard thing with the GoPro. Let's click on Update Camera. So the Accept and Continue license has popped up, and we're going to click Accept and Continue. And there we go, the update is now transferring over to the camera. So this is a relatively quick process. I've just started this and already it's up to 82%. So we're just going to watch that, and it's going to install now. And there we go, the installation has begun. As you can see, the gear icon is actually still spinning around. We have a red flashing light here, so this means that the update is still in the process of being installed. So now the camera has just rebooted. It said installation successful, and this is the new firmware running on the GoPro, and it updated without issue. It took a while, probably took about 5 minutes total for this to install, but it looks like we're good to go, and the app says all set. The camera software has been successfully updated, so we're just going to click on OK. And there we go. We're now connected to the camera without issue. So there you go, updating your GoPro using the GoPro Quik App. Fairly quick, fairly painless procedure, and hopefully that will work out well for you. So if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, please click on those like and subscribe buttons, as it really does help with channel views and helps get this information out to users just like yourself. Now, if you have any problems installing the update on your camera, you know, if the camera is just continuously saying update and it doesn't do a thing or anything like that, sit in your hands for 5 minutes. Make sure you give it that full 5 minutes, as it does take a while for it to install. But if you do have issues, then watch my other video for manually updating the firmware on your camera. I'll leave that link. I think it pops up about there, or is it there? I'll leave it up there somewhere. But in my previous video, I'll show you how to download the firmware manually and do a manual install of the firmware, and that will help you out. It will walk you through step by step the instructions for doing a manual firmware update. So with that, good luck and cheerio. Seriously, you need to be checking out that community tab. There's some good stuff there. So, hey, don't forget my St. Patrick's Day playlist is coming up. So if you really want a taste of the Irish, that's what you listen to. Until then, cheerio.